Well, probably the most talked about hand happened between Phil Hellmuth and Ernest Wiggins, where they ran it 4 times, and as you see, Wiggins got kind of lucky.
I haven't told anybody about this hand, not even my wife. Doyle raises it up, and Tony G calls, and I look over and I think, Doyle has nothing, and Tony G has nothing, so it's a good opportunity just to take the pot away.
Hellmuth decides to re-raise from the small blind with ace-9 off, which a lot of people think is a little suspect because he's putting in like 12,000 and he's only got like 80, so it's really a big percentage of his stack. Now Wiggins, who's been playing pretty solid, he goes, call! Everyone in the room knows that's a monster, aces, kings, or something like that.
Well, now I'm like, okay. I think he would have re-raised with aces. He has probably kings, queens, jacks or tens, and but probably kings or queens. And so, basically you're in a lot of trouble here. You could have ace, king. So now we already have a huge pot brewing here. And the flop comes down 9, 9, 10. I flop gin. And I'm thinking, all right, how's the best way to play this hand?
Hellmuth leads out at it. Wiggins just re-raises him. And it's clear as day, once Wiggins puts his money in, he's not a professional player. He's going with it. He's not folding his hand. And then Phil tanks, really, and starts to ask him questions and talk. And the show's edited, so a lot of people thought it wasn't a slow roll, but it took a lot longer than that. We edited it down. Finally, he moves it in, and the guy goes, call! And he shows 2 kings, right? And Phil's like, I have, 3 nines. He's like, really? And everyone in the room was like, what took you so long to put your money in with 3 nines again in this situation? Because it's different. I get the idea of Hollywooding against, good players who might lay it down, but this guy was clearly putting it in. Everyone knew.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, all right, what's the safest possible scenario? Let me run it 4 times. And I figure that I'm not going to even lose it 1 time with 4, but if somehow he wins it the first time, at least I win it the next 3.
We started to needle Phil, and he's like, hey, now. Now they run it 4 times, okay? And Phil wins the first one.
Now I'm like, okay, that's 1 down for me. And then the second time they run it, he picks up a live draw right away again. And he wins.
So he wins the second one. Woo! Unbelievable, right? And then on the third one, king! So me and Phil Locke, Phil Locke says to Hellmuth, he's like, oh, oh, you love it. He goes, yeah, I really love it.
King! God damn! God damn! 3 out of 4!
That's
3 out of 4!
That's unbelievable. You're the best.
What's up, man? Hey, buddy. That's what's up, man.
Why is everyone so happy except Phil?
And then the case king comes, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And I'm just sitting there just devastated, and just knowing that this is just absurd. And wondering what the math is on that, and and knowing that this hand's going to go global. Just knowing it, the celebrating and the excitement from all the other players at the table, the fact that the amateur just gets extraordinarily lucky on me, and and I'm just, I had nothing to say really. I just had to kind of laugh. I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
I think what makes the hand more epic than anything is the fact that it's Phil Hellmuth. I mean, anybody else, it's not quite this epic, but so many people at home, man, they're like, oh man, he'll go nuts. Oh, I want to see the explosion. And that's what they watch him for. They watch him to see the explosions. And so he's the perfect guy for that amazing hand to happen against.
I haven't even watched the hand. I watched the beginning of the hand. And then I watched what happened when we ran it the first time, and then I turned off the video feed. So just too painful to watch,